Hello and welcome, I'm Crystal with Owl Knights Media, and I'll be reviewing Final Fantasy XIV's Dawntrail expansion from the perspective of a casual gamer. This game is a massively multiplayer online role-playing game, also known as MMO for short, and was created by Square Enix. This game can be played on Windows, Mac, Steam, PlayStation, and Xbox. There are several things I'd like to talk about, from 2 new classes to new maps and dungeons. As a warning, there will be some visual spoilers coming up, so without further ado, let's dive right in. The first thing I'd like to talk about are the 2 new classes. I don't have much playtime on either class as I unlocked them and then dove right into the story on my white mage. However, all of my friends have said nothing but great things about the 2. Starting with Pictomancer. It's a caster DPS that paints portraits in order to attack enemies and support allies. This class is currently in a really good spot. Sitting at the top of the charts for DPS right now, Pictomancer is being chosen over every other caster DPS class currently out. It is a more complex class similar to Black Mage, but with learning it, the payoff is huge. I'm a fan of the animations for this class and I certainly look forward to trying it even further. Next up is Viper, a melee DPS that utilizes quick strikes with twin blades and slower strikes with the combined 2-handed weapon to take down enemies. For this class, I've heard that it's a relatively easy class to play. Like every other melee class, it has positionals that amp up its difficulty a bit. However, this class seems to be rather straightforward aside from that. I'm not great on melee classes, but I do want to give Viper a chance as the difficulty of this class seems up my alley. The second thing I'd like to talk about is the new maps. Every map has a different feel to it, and I must say this expansion has my heart. With the new maps being inspired by Latin America and Southeast Asia, you can feel the vibes they were trying to portray. I feel as if the teleports are well placed, splitting the areas evenly and allowing the story to flow map to map. Some of the maps being more bright and full of life, while others are more barren, allows the player to really feel like we are traveling far and wide. And on that note, I'd like to talk about the next thing, which is the new playable content. With the addition of 8 new dungeons, 3 trials, and 4 normal raids, we have plenty of new content to run. I for one am enjoying the play of a lot of this content in the style they were made in. Each dungeon feels solid overall, but I will say some of the mechanics feel a bit too punishing for the new players. The trials feel challenging, which motivates me to try the extreme versions even more. As for the normal raids, I must say this is the most fun I've had on them in many expansions now. The style of the arenas and the overall fighting mechanics are very fun. I definitely look forward to giving the Savage raids a go this expansion. The last thing I'd like to talk about is the new race. Male Hrothgars have been around since Shadowbringers back in 2019. However, this expansion, we finally get the female Hrothgars. These absolutely stunning beast women aren't lacking in fans, however, they are lacking in overall customization and glam abilities. Square Enix making yet another race that cannot wear all the helmets or hairstyles is a bit lackluster, and I'm hoping one day they will fix this. To wrap things up, I'd have to say this is definitely an incredible expansion, and I look forward to playing it much more. On that note, I'd like to thank you for listening to a casual gamer review of Final Fantasy XIV's Dawntrail expansion, and again, I'm Crystal with Owl Knights Media, and I hope to see you soon. Bye!